Hey everyone, it's Kathy and you're back here on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. Many of you know that I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator located here in North Carolina, and I can take care of your stamping needs no matter where you live across the United States of America. So if you're not currently working with a demonstrator or you're interested in learning more about Stampin' Up, please reach out to me. I'd be more than glad to help you. In yesterday's installment, we built this little folio, and I thought it came together really easy. I hope that y'all thought that as well. And as you can see, you've got several places that fold out for pictures. You've got double pockets in the center that come together. You've got a big space back here. And as everything folds back together, you've got these large areas for pictures, large area for pictures. Then you've got pockets and an area here and pocket, and then of course you have your fronts. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to show you the prototype that I have already decorated. Now when I say decorated, it's not completed. What I have done is I have laid down designer series paper. We're going to come back in part 3 and do embellishments and photo mats and things like that, and then it will be a complete work. This is the one that I did, and you can see what a difference it looks once you put some decorations on it. So I tied a ribbon around the back, brought it around and tied this nice big loopy bow, and then it opens up, and it opens up like this, and I have my pockets and my strip for decorations. I made a triangle pocket here on this front page. When you open up this page, I have I didn't put any more pockets in, I only did that one, but we have everything covered and ready for all of our embellishments. You can see everything is covered, even down to, let's see, let's pull out that one page that didn't need to go under. That goes down, that goes down. This goes here. I covered my little strips in between. I also did my sides, my back, and this side. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get everything up to this point today, and then tomorrow we will do all of our embellishments, and I'll show you what I mean about embellishments. For this one I use the Rings of Love designer series paper. That was a free pack in our celebration that just ended. Some of you may have this paper and some of you may not. It's no longer available, but I like to use paper like that on my photo type projects, and that's what this was. I wanted to kind of put down, the only paper I used that wasn't was of course my black cardstock, and I used a piece of Evening Evergreen here because I thought it played well against this pattern paper. And then with this beautiful ribbon on top of it, I just thought it had an air of elegance to it, even though I'm using some whimsical papers. All right, so what I decided to do with today is I'm going to move this out of our way, bring this one in. I'm going to set this paper out of my way because I'm not going to be using that. And I'm going to show you what I pulled for my paper for today. And I've got everything up here. Yep. There is a pack of paper called Festive Foils. This is a gorgeous pack of paper that can accentuate any of our papers. It has just a tiny fleck of foil designs in it. That's a beautiful snowflake. We have a yellow that has gold flecks in it. Now this is not two-sided paper, this is one-sided. This is what is considered a specialty paper. And there is the beautiful, I'm not sure if that's, let me look and see what the colors are. I'm pretty sure that's real red. No, cherry cobbler, gold, and soft succulent. So those are the colors. So cherry cobbler, gold, and soft succulent. Isn't that gorgeous? I think it's so pretty, and I think it can lend an elegant air to whichever paper you decide to use. And for me, I think what I'm going to use is this Sweetest Christmas, and this is the one with the candy canes. I'm going to pull that stamp set and dies as well, but this is just such a pretty pack of paper. It has a kind of a vintage look to it, even though it's candy canes. You can actually use your dies to cut out these candy canes. We are going to take advantage of those today. You've got some beautiful greens and polka dots and stripes. I mean, it is just a stunning, stunning pack of paper, and it's a good size pack. I love that one. I love the boldness of that one. And there. So that is our Sweetest Christmas that goes with our candy canes. So we are going to decide which papers we want on front, and then we're going to start cutting, because that's what our video today is going to consist of. It's going to consist of constructing all of our pieces that we're going to use to cover all of this. So stay tuned. We will be right back, and I'll have my trimmer and everything set up so we can go ahead and start covering our front pieces. Be right back. Alright, I got all set up and I'm ready to go. I think for my two front covers I want to do this beautiful cherry cobbler, and I think it's going to pair really well with this. Now we need to decide which way we want our stripes, and I think I like them better going in this direction. So if you're using paper that has a direction, make sure you decide which way you want it before you cut it, and then make sure you're cutting it the way you would like for it to be. And I think for this one, let me look at my candy cane dies. Let's see if I can get my puppy dogs out from under my chair. And I'm going to look at my candy cane dies, and that's these right here. And we have this little label, and we have the candy canes and some mistletoe. So that's really good for that. I also want to look at maybe some other little sentiments or dies. The Christmas tree die would be so cute in here, so we'll probably use those. And I think even the frosted flurries would be extremely cute in here, so we're going to pull those. I'm going to start off with those three sets of dies because I want to kind of get an idea of what embellishments I'm going to use. And yes, I'm going to use the dies for embellishments, so I will stamp and cut and color, or some of these will be stamped on designer series paper and then put in, but I'll show you that as we go. The first, that's going to be more on our embellishment end. Today is going to be just covering. So the first thing I want to do is I want to cut a front panel, and I need two of these, and I'm going to do them out of two different colors, and they measure 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. So you can't get two out of one strip of paper because it's only 12 inches and it's 6 3/4. So you're a little shy of that, but that's okay. So we are going to do 3 3/4. And I'm going to slice, and then I'm going to turn it. We need 6 3/4 in this direction. Now all these measurements will be on the blog, and each day there will be a PDF tutorial for each section of this. So don't feel like you have to scramble and try to write this all down. I'll have the blog up hopefully as soon as the video goes up. So there's my one piece, and I'll decide after I cut the other one how I want these to lie. So here's my festive foil. It's so pretty. I don't think the camera does this justice because it is just absolutely a stunning piece of paper. So 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. Now only your outer edges are going to be 6 3/4. The pieces on the inside will be 6 1/2 because that piece is 1/4 inch less than our outside base. remember our outside base was actually this piece here and this whole section here set inside of it. So it is 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch top and bottom less than our base. So, all right, I'm back, and what I have done, I have glued down these 2 panels, and even though these 2 panels are both the same size, for whatever reason this one looks larger. I don't know if y'all are seeing it in the camera, but this one appears to be larger, and I noticed the same thing in this one, and I don't know if it's because it's on top, but I noticed it very much in this one that this looks like the larger panel. They are identical, so when you cut those, you'll be cutting 2 different panels from different paper, but the very same measurement. Okay, so now we're going to open it up, and we're going to be looking at our inside pocket and strip here. And for our inside pocket, the pocket itself, we need a piece that is 6 3/4 by 2 inches. And this is where we need to go delve back into our paper and decide exactly what color we want to use. So I'm thinking that maybe the polka dot on the other side of this piece might be pretty there. We have this polka dot, and I think that would be lovely right there. And let's see. And this is exactly my process. I wanted to take y'all step by step through my process of doing this. And what about the candy canes for here? I think that next to this would be lovely. They coordinate very well together, so we're going to go with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, this side is going to be 1 1/4, this side's going to be 2 inches. So candy canes here at 2 inches, and this is going to be 1 1/4. So I'm going to move my folio out of the way, bring my trimmer back in, and this is going to be cut at 2 inches. These folios are they're really a lot of fun to make. They make great gifts. What a beautiful way to give a gift like this to someone's that has a young family that might want to keep their memories of maybe the first 4 years of their children. I mean, how precious would that be? All right, so this piece is 2 inches by 6 3/4. And then we need this piece to be 1/4. I'm sorry, not 1/4, 1 1/4. We'll get that right in a minute. 1 1/4. And when I'm measuring, I make sure to look at my paper all the way up to the top, and I push it to make sure that it's straight across the top. And I look all the way down that line to make sure that I'm not off center or kilter. And then I slice. And you know what? I'm wrinkling paper over here. So I'm going to take the paper as I use it and just drop it back into my folder up here. I have a little caddy up here where I keep things like this in, and this is my Festive Foils. I'm going to do the same thing with it because it's getting bent laying over here, and I don't want that to happen. So now we're going to turn this around and cut this at 6 3/4. Again, all the way up to the top, looking right there, and slice up. Now there's my 2 pieces for that side. So I like to kind of glue in as I go. For me, it just works better that way. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put it down right about like that. It's like I got a little bit of glue right there. Let me grab my little gum eraser and see if we can get that off. Sometimes when you're gluing these together, especially where the pockets are, it's easy to get a little bit of extra glue, sometimes where you don't want it. But these are great for getting off that excess adhesive, no matter what kind it is. So just, if you have one of these, if you don't, this is a Xyron Eraser, and you can find these on Amazon or anywhere like that, and they are truly extraordinary thing to have in your craft room. Now I'm going to bring this down. If you brought it up here, you would need to draw a line and be able to punch that out, but I'm going to bring it down to where that is showing right there. We might even come back and put a strip of red across there. I think it would be really cute. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue this down. I'll get my other bottle of glue. That one's almost empty. I try to keep these filled up because I really love using this fine tip applicator. Oops. And this doesn't have a direction, so we don't have to worry about getting anything in a certain direction. So I'm going to slide that down and over, and then make sure it's adhered really well. And this is where I like to come in with a bone folder. I like to use this Teflon one when I'm pushing my glue down because it has a smoother edge on it. Looks like I didn't get enough of glue right there. If you see that you have any place that's lifting, don't be afraid to come back in with a little extra glue. And that looks really good. So now we're ready to put this strip down. Now this strip, I want to make sure that I'm keeping an even edge along this side because that will be very noticeable if it's not straight. So, and see, we could use that as well, but I really want to use this since we had used this on the outside. This will be really cute, I think, on the inside. And I like to coordinate my papers, but also kind of rotate them and alternate them because I think it gives your folio a much more pleasing look. So I'm going to come down like that, making sure I'm keeping that nice and even, and then press it down. Now that one is done. Like I said, I may come back and cut a little strip of red, like 1/4 of an inch, and run right across there, but I haven't decided yet. We will need to put some pieces in here, and you know that red would have been perfect for right there. So I'm going to cut 3/8 of an inch by 6 3/4, and we're going to go ahead and do both sides of this, I think. I'm going to do one. I'm going to do one. I definitely want this one in the red. Haven't decided on the other one just yet. I think I will. I think I'll do it that way. So I'm gonna use this side of my trimmer this time because I need this to be 3/8. So 3/8 is one long mark before you get to the 1/2 inch. So that's 3/8. And then we're gonna cut that. We're gonna cut this off at, let me move my little, these are some of my little doodaddies that I made for my other album. These are in some embellishments. I'm just gonna move them back up here out of my way. There we go. And then we're going to open up our arm, and we're going to take this to 6 3/4. And that's a tiny little piece to cut, but not a problem. Now we can glue this into here, just like that. Isn't that pretty? So festive. So I am going to put some glue on this, and it's not going to take a lot of glue because you've got a little small piece. And I'm going to sit that down nice and even right in there like so. Just like that. And then we're going to turn this over. And I think I'm going to do the same thing over here because I'm going to cut that same pocket for this side as I did here. So we're going to do the candy cane. So I'm going to cut another piece of this at 3/8. Oh, I didn't cut it off. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put this in at, again, 6 3/4 and give it a slice. And then we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to do it on this side. So this is going to get glued in right about there, just like that. So we're going to run a bead of glue right down the middle of this, and then set it in. Just like that. Always double check anytime you glue something in to make sure everything's folding well. That looks really good. Oh, we're gonna still need this. We're gonna go ahead and do these pockets just like we did these. So I'm gonna cut another piece of this that is 1 1/4. And let's move that and open up our arm and turn it and cut it to 6 3/4. And then we're going to grab this piece and we're going to cut another piece of this at 2 inches. By 6 3/4. Now once we finish these outside pieces, everything else will go to 6 1/2, because like I said, the middle part of this, everything that's here in this middle section was actually smaller than the outer portion. So this is going to go here. Like so. And this is going to go here, just like that. That's going to make everything look even when you first open this. It's going to look really pretty with all this paper down in the same orientation or the same pattern. So I'm going to put glue all over the back of this. You want to take special care to get glue around your edges really well. And then I'm going to go down to my bottom, over this way a little bit, because I know I don't want to impede that little thumbprint that we stuck in here for the pocket. There. So that one's down. So now we're going to do the same thing with this one. And let's turn it this way, making sure I'm still in frame. And remember what I said, you want to make sure that your edge is nice and straight, just like that. Give that a good rub. And I've just got glue all over me. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start now with this front. Let's see, this front one. So the one that goes from the left to the right, that's going to be your top piece, and I want something really festive and pretty on it. I'm thinking I might go with the green. I think I'm going to go with the green polka dot. That will kind of break up everything else. So let's go ahead and cut our middle section, and that center is going to be 4 3/4 by 6 1/2. So let's see, this needs to go in this direction. Okay, so 4 3/4, checking it from top to bottom. And then we are going to turn it and cut it at 6 1/2. So there is 6 1/2. And slice, and that's going to be our piece for there. I'm going to go ahead and cut, before we glue, another piece for here and 2 pieces for here. So let's decide what colors we want for it. I'm thinking that I may want to do, for the inside of this one, I'm going to do this candy cane. So let's cut that piece at 4 3/4 by 6 1/2. And then we're going to need 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 6 1/2. So let's see, what else do we have up here that is beautiful? I may even pull in another pack of paper. We have this one, and we've got this stripe. That stripe is striking. So let's do, I'm going to do 2 of these that are 2 3/4. Let's see, which way do I want that to go? Like that, or like, I think like that. 2 3/4. By 6 1/2. And that's going to give us our piece here. And I think I may turn it over and do this side for the inside. So let's do 2 3/4 by 6 1/2. And then we have the piece for the inside. So let's go ahead and glue those in, and then we'll move on to our next area. This is the way I like to build my albums or my folios, because I think it just makes it much easier when you are putting your pieces down if you kind of have a plan. So this piece is going to go here. I also need another piece like that for here. And then we're going to need 2 pieces from the underside. Let's go ahead and cut our 2 undersides. So we're going to need 2 3/4. 2 3/4 and 2 3/4. And then we're going to need to cut both of these at 6 1/2. So let's put that all over there. Put our arm out and put these in at 6 1/2. Make sure everything is nice and straight. And slice. Okay, now I think we might be ready to assemble. So let's bring this over. Let's close this down and let's concentrate on this piece first. So this piece is going to go on here like this. This is the part that I did put a pocket here. If you'd rather put a pocket on the inside, it might fit a little bit better here, but it really doesn't matter. You can put pockets wherever you like, however you like. So it's totally up to you. So I've got 2 pieces like that and 2 pieces like this. Okay. I'm going to lay these over here. Let's go ahead and glue on this piece to putting your mats on. I will do my best to edit as much of this as I can. So that goes on right there. We can come back and do pockets later if we see fit to do so. This piece is going to go down right here, but before we do that, this piece is going to go here. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the back of this one. And again, I'm watching my edges to make sure that I'm getting a nice even adhesion. And then give that a rub. I love that. I think it's so pretty. I'm going to go ahead with the candy cane. You just need something that's going to hold up, because with a folio or any type of album, you're going to get a lot of wear and tear, the opening and closing and flipping and what have you. So I know that my liquid glue is going to hold up well. That's why I like it. Alright, so we got that side done. Let's go over to this side. And now we have, oh, we got to do the side over here. So now I'm going to put this piece right here. Remember, we're doing the opposite of this on the front or the back, however you want to look at it. And now we can go ahead and lay this one down. And you know, making anything like this is not hard if you just follow the steps. If you can follow directions, if you can follow a video, and if you can cut your pieces correctly. And a lot of times making things like this, it takes practice. So, you know, if you try the first time and it doesn't turn out perfect, I'm here to tell you mine is not perfect. Mine is a far cry from being perfect. But you know what? It's handmade. So who doesn't love something that's handmade? I think everybody enjoys the time that we take to put into something that is handmade. Alright, I want to use that green on the inside. Where's that green piece? I know I had a green piece. I don't think that's going to be big enough. Nope. You know, if you run into a problem where you don't have the right amount of cardstock, you can always improvise. We have these shorter pieces like this, and look how cute that would look if we did a two-tone in here. So why don't we do this? Let's take this all the way up to here, making sure you don't want to go all the way to there. You just want to come to the top of where that second piece is set in. So let's go ahead and glue that in, because that is a fit. That is perfect fit. And we're going to take the other piece and make a pocket. So if you have a shorter piece and you really like it, you can always get by with doing something like this. So bring that in, evening everything up nice and tight. Give it a good burnish. And now you can very easily come in, and it looks like maybe 1/4 inch on each side of this. So I'm going to make a gusseted pocket with one of these. And how I'm going to do that, or do I want to do it with that? That's pretty too. I'm going to score this at 1/4 inch. Trying to decide which way I want to do it. Do I want the... I think I'm going to do this bowl stripe. Yeah, I think I like the bowl stripe there better. So I'm going to take this and I am going to move my cut blade. I'm going to give that a good score. I'm going to score it at 1/4 inch across the bottom. I'm going to turn it and do another 1/4 inch on this side. This is going to give a small gusset, but it will still work. And then What we're going to do is fold everything over, fold this down, fold this down. Now we can miter these little edges. And in mitering those, all we're going to do is just cut off right across that little corner. You don't want to cut the score line completely away on the corner, but what you were looking to do is bring those corners together where they square up, just like that. And that gives you a little bit of a gusset. And if you want to, you can do a little thumbprint punch right in the middle. I'm going to eyeball it. That's a little off, but oh well. We'll deal with it. Let's put it on here and see what it looks like. This gusset needs to go over just a tiny bit. So I'm just going to hand fold it. I should have measured that before I did it, but I didn't. So where is my bone folder? Here it is. So I'm just going to do that down like that. Then we'll come back and I'm going to whittle this off again across there like that. So that comes together like it needs to. Nobody will know that from the outside looking in. Only us. Only we will know this. And look how pretty that's going to look. I like that. So we're going to take on those little gusset lines, those little lines that we put this down, we scored, that 1/4 inch. We're just going to go in and put some glue on those. And then very carefully set this in. Just like that. Make sure that that goes together over it. And that's a nice little pocket for sticking photos and mats and different types of things in there. I love the way that turned out. That was actually a happy mistake. So I'm kind of glad I didn't have the paper that I wanted. So now we've got these two pieces. So this piece, I definitely want these two pieces to kind of match. So I'm thinking, let's come over here and do these two first. Let's see. The one in is going to be that color. The one out is going to be this color. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. So I'm going to lay that down like that. And press it down. Oh, so pretty. Now we're going to turn this one over and we're going to take this piece and this is going to get glued to this side. And I always figure that if you love it, somebody else will love it too. Press that down really well. So now those two pieces are in. So now I need a piece for here. And I would love to do the candy cane again. Here's a piece of the candy cane. I did have another piece. I have one that's multicolored, but I didn't want that. I wanted this. So let's go ahead and cut a 4 3/4 inch piece by 6 1/2. Okay. 4 3/4. By 6 1/2. And now we have our piece for there. Very nice. just even that up. Bella is snoring up a storm, y'all. Alright, we press that down really good. Now that side's done. I'm saving the middle for last. Let's do this one. And let's see what we have over here. We have the green. So I think I might want to do the green there as well. So I'm going to cut we're going to cut a piece of the green to go here, and that is going to measure again 4 3/4. The measurements are easy once you do this. They get etched into your head because you do them so often. And 6 1/2. And we are getting to the point where we are almost finished. Okay, 6 1/2. And this one's going to go down right here. So now we'll just set this down like so. Press it down really good. Now that's done, that's done, that's done. The only thing we got left to do is the back and our little inside gatefold pockets. So looking at this, I think I'm going to go back to my foils. And I think I want to pull, I think I want to pull this foil. And I think for these, I'm going to do, let me double check my measurements on this. Okay, so we're going to do 2 1/4 by 6 1/2, and we need 4 of them. I'm going to go ahead and leave that open since we'll need it. So what did I say, 2 1/4. And 2 1/4. And 2 1/4. It's only going to give us 3 of those, so maybe we'll do the back side a different way. So let's go 6 1/2 here. We'll decide what we're going to put on the back side in just a minute. On where these come together, I definitely want these to be here. So what I want to do is I'm going to mark. Okay, we're going to go like that. And like that. Then we're going to try this and hope that it works well. And line that up. Like that. And hopefully that will line up, and it doesn't. Oh, I hate it when it doesn't work. Should have went the other way. We'll just take a little bit off of the side here, and we can still make it work. So I'm just going to take a little bit off of here, maybe about 1/8 of an inch. And let's see if that will work now. So what I'm going to try to do is fit it to line up, and that does work. I need to take a little bit more off of there, off of this side right here. Just a tiny bit, just a smidge. And I think that will give us what we need. And, you know, if you have to adjust something like that, nobody's going to know but you. So don't be afraid. And look, who would know that I didn't mean for that to be that way? Nobody but us. And we're not talking, are we? You know, it is what it is. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you might be so off that you might have to recut your piece, and you just hope when you're using a pattern paper that you have enough. But if you don't, you improvise. Come up with another plan. Never give up just because something doesn't go quite like you was hoping it would. Never ever give up. So I'm using that little thumbprint to line this all up with, and that worked out perfecto. You know what I should have done? I should have cut the other one by that before I put it down. So if you ever have to do that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wait and do this side before I go any further. I'm gonna sit this on here. And we're going to try it like that. This time I'm doing it on the front instead of the back, so we'll see if that makes a difference. And then, yep, that looks like it worked, but we're still going to cut the ends off about 1/4 inch off of each side, just so that it will match the other side. See, I want everything to match. So yeah, about 1/4 inch off of each side. I think we'll make this just about perfecto. So, about 1/4. And turn it on about 1/4. Let's hope that's still going to work. We'll find out, won't we? Yep, I think that'll work. Perfect. Just about perfect. We're going to call it done. And set this one down using that little thumbprint half moon punch. Just see that everything comes together, and isn't that pretty? I love the way that looks. Turn it around this way. The only thing we have left to do with this is the back. So we need to decide what ribbon we're going to tie on here. So let me go grab some ribbon, and we'll come back and we'll put the back cover on, and we'll be done with this one until we do our embellishments, and that will be hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, maybe we'll get to it by Monday. I'm hoping I'll have it ready for you tomorrow. Hang on, I'll be right back. Hey y'all, I am so sorry. Let me tell you what happened. I thought I had turned my camera on and I hadn't, but I cut another piece of the polka dot to fit on the back of this, and this was cut just a tiny bit bigger than the 4 3/4, so it was probably about, I'll tell you what, let's measure it and I can tell you. Find my trusty little ruler. I just had it. Here it is. This piece is 4 7/8. 4 7/8 by 6 3/4. So that piece is Absolutely beautiful. I put glue on it, and then I realized I didn't have my ribbon. I had picked my ribbon because that's what I went off to do, and so I had to put my ribbon down really fast, and all I did was laid it on here. Now you can use two ways you can do it. You can use some sticky tape, some Stampin' Seal, or you can just take some glue dots and put it down and to hold it in place. If you don't have any of that, a piece of Scotch tape. Just Scotch tape it across there and it will hold it. I didn't have time to do any of that, so I just basically laid it across there, hoping that I was about half and half, and then put my paper on it. It's not going to go anywhere because it's definitely glued. So now we have finished this to the point of where all we have left to do is our embellishment. Now I cut this piece a lot bigger than what I needed it to be because I can do a real pretty loopy bow on this, and you know, tie a couple of loops if you want to. You could easily do that like this. Pull those down a little bit. And then you could tie another one, maybe going in this direction. Something like that. And you could cut it off, or you could just tie one nice big bow and call it a day, which is probably what I'm going to do because I didn't care for the big one. And if you have trouble holding that, if you have a pair of the reversible tweezers, and Stampin' Up just came out with a pair, which they're great for holding your ribbon while you tie a bow. That wasn't the intentions of these particular ones, but they do work really well for holding anything where you need an extra pair of hands. So then you just take that out, tighten your bow down like that, something like that, and then you can cut these off to fit. So this will conclude this installment. I'm going to do a flip through one more time just to show you where we're at. So when you open it up, you have this. And then when you open this side, you have this flip that flips out. And then when you open this side, you have this that flips out. And then when you open oh, we didn't do pieces here. When you open this, you have this that flips out. I will cut these pieces and put those on before our next installment. They're very easy. They're I think 2 inches. No, 2 1/4 by 6 1/2. So 2 1/4 by 6 1/2, and I may do them out of a piece of this, and then again I might go with something totally different. And I do have another piece of paper I hadn't used that's got colorful candy canes on it, and I just may have to pull this out and cut. That would be really cute in there with the colorful candy canes. So that's what I'll do. I'll do that, and I'll get those down, and that will be in by the time we do our next part of our folio. So stay tuned. My next video, now whether that will be tomorrow, all depends on what my husband has planned for the weekend. I never know until he gets off. So if I'm home tomorrow, I will definitely do the next installment, and we will embellish this. If not, then it will be Monday's video. But either way, I'm hoping that y'all are loving this. And again, like I said, we'll work on that bow tying method, and I may come up with something a little bit different than this. But anyway, that's where we're at so far. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that this is something that you may want to try. And you know what? The reason it's not looking right is because I had it folded wrong. I knew something wasn't right. I like the right hand side to come over last. That's just me because I think I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, you'll probably want to do it the other direction. But at any rate, I hope y'all are enjoying the folio. I'm hoping that you're enjoying the process of how to make these. And I may wrap this around. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but we might be able to wrap this around again. like that and be able to put a smaller bow. I'm not sure if that's going to work, but anyway, we'll work that out. The main thing is we've got all of our pages covered and we're ready now to do our embellishments, and I will show you how to do that on our very next installment of part 3. Thanks so much for tuning in. God bless and keep you. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so worthy. So take care until next time. I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.